no, that's not a slogan I'm reading out, but it's something which is now once again been mired in controversy. Well, the last time round we spoke about it was bang in the middle of the Bengal elections, where it became a war cry between the BJP and the Trinamool Congress. Well, now it's become a war cry between the BJP, the Congress party and the rest of the India front, particularly the DMK.
சனாதன எதிர்ப்பு மாநாடு என்று போடாமல் சனாதன ஒழிப்பு மாநாடு என்று நீங்கள்
மரியாதை கொடுத்த இந்தியர்கள் நிறைய பேர் இருந்தாங்க. ஒரு பாகிஸ்தான் பிளேயர் நடந்து செல்லும் பொழுது ஜெய் ஸ்ரீராம் ஒரு கோஷம் போடுறாங்க. அது பாகிஸ்தானை கேவலப்படுத்துவதாக நான் பார்க்கவில்லை. அவங்க ஒரு கோஷம் போடுறாங்க, அவ்வளவுதான்.
What is it that triggered it off? Well, it was a cricket match between India and Pakistan, which has always been high decibel, which has always been high profile, and has always been one which leads to very strong points of view on either sides. Now, what happened is that as India won that match very easily at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, there were chants of Jai Shree Ram to celebrate India's victory. But apart from that, when Muhammad Rizwan was walking towards a dressing room, these Jai Shree Ram slogans were also chanted. Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram, Jai Shree Ram. And that is what when all hell broke loose. On the social media timeline, there was criticism saying this is not in sync with the sporting spirit. You should not bring religion into sports. That's the point which was raised by many of the critics of those who was watching all these developments taking place. But the entire issue took a political turn when Udhayanidhi Stalin once again stoked controversy by tweeting to say this is deplorable. This is something which is not in sync with what a sports feeling should be like, and therefore to say and chant Jai Shree Ram inside the stadium against Pakistan to target them is absolutely in poor taste. Strong reactions then started coming in from the BJP. In fact, when earlier the N18V Minister Thakur tweeted the pictures of the crowd chanting Jai Shree Ram to say that this is the spirit of the people, he too faced a backlash on the social media where he was accused of polarizing and politicizing what should have ideally been just a cricket match. Well, this apart, now what happens? Well, the BJP and many of its supporters have started releasing pictures where they've shown Muhammad Rizwan actually offering namaz right in the middle of the playing field. And the question which then the BJP is asking is that why are you only pointing a finger at those who chanted Jai Shree Ram? If religion should not be brought into a sporting arena, then why was Rizwan allowed to offer namaz? Isn't that bringing religion with politics and religion with sports? And why is it that no voices were heard against them? Now, this is very clearly ahead of the state election, and how do you leave politics out of it and elections out of it? Ahead of the Lok Sabha and for the state elections, this has now become a huge political match between the BJP on one side and the India front. Just to talk a little bit briefly about Udhayanidhi Stalin, remember when recently at a podium public function, he had said that Sanatan Dharm is anti-Hindu, I don't believe in Sanatan Dharm. That had evoked a lot of criticism where the Congress party, for example, had to do a lot of flip-flop. From in the beginning supporting Stalin to distancing themselves from it, and Kamal Nath, who's facing an election in Madhya Pradesh, clearly not wanting to share stage with Udhayanidhi Stalin. We saw how Udhayanidhi had now become the target of the BJP, and through him the entire India front, particularly the Congress party, has become a target of the BJP, so much so Congress, particularly the Gandhis, Rahul Gandhi, is being called anti-Hindu. Now, this latest comment of Stalin may not hurt him politically speaking as far as Tamil Nadu politics is concerned, but is certainly going to cast his shadow over the larger politics, one at the state level and second, of course, for the Lok Sabha elections. The Congress will once again be called out and be accused of going along with one of their closest allies, the DMK, which has an objection to the word Jai Shree Ram. Remember those pictures of when Mamata Banerjee, there were these boys who were chanting Jai Shree Ram and following her cavalcade, she gets down and shouts at them. What she was trying to do was perhaps try to silence them, that don't heckle me. But the BJP read it as her having an objection to the chanting of Jai Shree Ram. And that became the center of this Bengal elections. In fact, it forced Mamata Banerjee to make the point that she is a devout Hindu, how she does the Chandi part and so on and so forth.
Om Jayanti Mangala Kali Bhadra Kali Kapalini Durga Shiva Chama Dhatri Sahasada Namostute.
So what we are seeing, and we saw those pictures being played out in the cricket field of Ahmedabad at that stadium in the match between India and Pakistan, has now been translated into a political match. And therefore, as I start winding up on one take this week, that's the question I'm asking you. Should it be a political match? Should what have been played between India and Pakistan should have been kept between the two? Should any case no slogan chanting or offering of namaz be allowed in the cricket field? Well, if you ask me for my opinion, I don't know what to say, because there are two ways of looking at it. If Jai Shree Ram was being chanted as just as a victory slogan, then I guess not many people will or should have a problem with it. But if it was being done as many those who are against it saying just to heckle Muhammad Rizwan, then I don't think that was a sporting spirit. But equally the same question has to be asked for those who are questioning the chanting of Jai Shree Ram, that if Rizwan is allowed to offer namaz right in the middle of the cricket field and no one should have an objection to it, then why do you have an objection to Jai Shree Ram? And that's the question I leave you with. Do give in your reactions on the social media timeline. It's an election season. One of our next episodes, of course, will be from the epicenter of state polls, most probably from Madhya Pradesh, and of course we'll be traveling to other states as well and give you all those details. But for now, what do you think? Do you think it's going to have an impact on the political game which is being played between the BJP versus the Congress versus the India front? Thank you so much for watching.